Good morning, hoteliers. I'm Carsten Henning of Hotelier TV. Here in London at the St. Pancras Renaissance Hotel, I met Charlie Osmond, the founder of Triptease.com, and he explains how you can increase direct bookings for your hotel.
So Triptease is focused on helping hotels increase direct bookings. One of the main ways we do that, the original way we did it, is by addressing the number one reason why people come to a hotel website and leave. They assume that the price is cheaper on an online travel agent. So all we do is show when a guest is on the hotel website, here's the live price direct, and here are the comparative prices across the web. And what you find is that guests then don't feel the need to go off elsewhere, book somewhere else, or maybe find another hotel, and they're much more likely to convert there and then on the hotel site. Well, obviously, when you're disrupting an industry, when you're bringing transparency to what was previously opaque, some people get upset. The OTAs, who can provide great value in this industry, also occasionally are guilty of overstepping the mark. But right now, there's just a big gap. There's a gap between the number of guests who say they'd prefer to book direct and those who actually do. And the reason why so many guests say they want to book direct but don't is because they believe it is cheaper to book on an OTA. That's not true. So the OTAs are upset occasionally that we're bringing the truth to light. So we decided to launch the Direct Booking Summits because we think that there's a unique opportunity right now in 2016 for hotels to stand up and really fight for direct bookings. For a long time there's been this battle, a love-hate relationship between third-party distributors and hotels themselves. And this year, hotels are starting to take a much more serious approach to driving guests direct because they want to own that relationship with the guest. They believe they can deliver a better experience to the guest by having a direct booking. And that's why we felt now is the time to bring hoteliers together to share best practice. So what we expect to happen in the next couple of years is for guests to realise that there's this myth about it's cheaper to book on a third party. And we think that as guests realise that actually hoteliers offer better deals to them direct, then more people will start booking direct. So we think there's going to be a shift of people to booking direct. Now, that's not to say that there aren't still great reasons and benefits of booking via online travel agents and that they'll disappear. That's not what's going to happen. It's just going to be redressing the balance. So what Triptease does is we monitor all the behaviour of a guest across the hotel's website and booking engine. And by analysing that, we then serve messages to the right guest at the right time, the right way that drives up conversion. And we're able to do that at a much lower rate than the hotels are having to pay in commissions. So if you take, for example, what airlines pay third-party distribution in commissions, it's a couple of percent. But hotels are paying 15 to 25%. It's a very big fee, and we think it's too much. So we're charging in such a way that it allows hotels to save a lot of money and spend that on improving the guest experience. So at the moment, we've got a lot to do. We've discovered this way of really having a big impact, a large increase on conversions for hotels. So the first thing we've got to do is make sure that every hotel in the world is at least using our software or something similar to do that. And then what we've got is a number of new products coming out in the next year or two, and that we think can even more improve that experience between the guests and the hotel and also increase conversions. I think there's a fabulous explosion of new tools out there for hotels to improve guest experience. So for example, yes, as you say, real-time conversations in-house with a guest to make sure if there are any issues they're dealt with. And for us, that's one of the reasons why the best bookings start direct. Because if you have a direct relationship with the guest before they even arrive, then you're much more likely to be able to give them conversation, communication tools in-house. And I think that is the future of innovation in the travel industry, using technology to provide a better service. And that technology works best if it starts with a direct booking. We believe that direct is best, and that is the slogan that we're using. Actually, in the industry, there's been a big shift in this last year towards educating guests. So I think Marriott have said, always book direct. Hilton have a direct is cheaper campaign. Everyone has their own slightly different twist on it. The great thing is so many hotels at the same time standing up with a single message to the consumer, I think is enough to shift perception. I don't think what Triptease does has a positive or negative impact with or without Airbnb in the world. I personally believe that Airbnb are increasing the pie quite a lot, and that their growth, a lot of that is actually just encouraging more people to travel more, and I think that's a great thing for humanity and for the world. I think ultimately there's a place for Airbnb and Airbnb guests, certain need state, and there's a different one for hotels. I think that someone who's going to stay at this fabulous hotel in St. Pancras if they're a business traveller, they're after something different. Airbnb is quite a different operator from the online travel agents. Hotels were always around before the OTAs enabled online bookings. Airbnb is creating a market for inventory that previously there was no way to bring online. So I'm not sure if the industry is going to have the same dynamics in the future, but yeah, we're always looking out to see who we can help. So we're really excited about the Direct Booking Summit. We've been planning it for a long time. We know there's quite a buzz in the industry, and there's a lot of hoteliers coming today to share tips, to discuss what it is that they can each do to help drive more guests direct. So we're excited to see how the day rolls out. We've got some great speakers, and we're looking forward to learning and listening. Well, in fact, we're already planning the next Direct Booking Summit, which is going to be in Washington in September for our US clients and for US hoteliers. But certainly, we will be doing this again in Europe very soon.